Here I'm going to show you how to use checkboxes to make your worksheets much more user-friendly. So here we have a list of emails and we need to combine them so that we can use them in a macro. And with the checkbox, it's as simple as this. It automatically builds your list and the checkbox makes it easy to use. Now there's only a few things that you need to do this, and I've shown you how to input checkboxes before, but here I want to show you how to do the full system of where you can input it into your worksheet to make your life a bit easier. So now I'm going to go ahead and unhide some of the columns that are hidden right now, remove a few checkboxes, and show you how to do all of this. Now what you see here is what I had originally before I made it easier to use with the checkboxes. So we've got one column if we're going to include the email or not. That's all it does, yes, no, and it's a simple drop-down menu. But it takes a lot more time to click it and then make a selection and continue. It works, you can see it working right here. It's just not as nice as the checkboxes. So for the checkboxes, we have to add 2 more columns. We could remove this one if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave it in there for reference. And then a slightly different little formula down here. But before we even begin, I want you to think about, hey, is there anywhere I can put a checkbox in my current worksheet to make life easier? And the answer is anywhere where there is a simple on-off switch. Yes, no, true, false, on, off, one or the other. Wherever that is where you can place a checkbox. The first thing is that you need a developer tab. To get the developer tab, just go up here anywhere, right-click, and go to Customize the ribbon. In the right over here, put a check mark next to Developer. Then you should be good to go. And what you need now is to make sure that you've got 2 columns that you can use. Having 2 columns will make your life easier. So we have one column here where we want to input the checkbox, and then one column here that is going to represent if that box is checked or not. So if I check this, false becomes true. Check it again, true becomes false. And that is how we're going to get the value of the checkbox, the value being is it checked or not, and then use it in a formula. So now we can go to the Developer tab and Insert, and let's go for a Form Control checkbox to make our life easier. And click down here, and we're going to get, or let me move this guy out of the way so we can see everything. You're going to get some sample text in it, and your little checkbox right there. We do not want that sample text, so I'm going to click in here or just right click and go to Edit Text and delete all of that. And then make this guy a little bit smaller and drag it down here. Now when you're placing it, it can be kind of difficult to place it correctly. So go to the Shape Format tab once it is selected, go to Align and click Snap to Shape. Then we can zoom in and we can move this guy and have it line up nicer. And now if you want, you can hit the Control key and then click and drag it down to very quickly copy that guy. A little trick. And what you want to do after you have it here is you want to attach it to a cell. If I click it right now, it's not going to change this guy to the right. So let's remove it just so you can verify that it is attached to the correct checkbox. We right click, it's off the screen right now. Let me just move this guy up. There we go. Right click and go to Format Control. On the Control tab, Cell Link is what you want. Click in there, click the little arrow to get this out of the way, click the cell that you care about. You'll see it says D9 up here, and now we can hit Enter or that and hit OK. And it's now linked. Check means click away, and checked means true, unchecked means false. And that's what you want to do. So do that for every cell where you want a checkbox to be placed. It's a little bit tedious, but it makes filling out your forms or whatever you have in your worksheet so much easier. And then what you want to do is to create a nice, simple little formula. If you're not familiar with formulas, it might not look that simple, but all that we have here is a filter so that we can filter the results, return only the results we care about, then a text join to combine everything, and if error to make sure that we don't get anything output if there is an error. So I will go ahead and make this guy from scratch for you. If error, and let's go to if there is an error, Let's output nothing. And now we want the text join, one of the newer functions, which is amazing. And since I'm dealing with emails here, I want to separate them with a semicolon. Do I want to ignore empty? Yes. And for the text, what do I want to combine? Well, the filtered results, the filtered emails from this guy right here. And I only want to include it if this equals true. Then we can close up the filter and close up the text join, hit enter, and there we go. As simple as that. But it doesn't look very nice yet, so what do? Well, we right click this guy and we go hide. Now it's gone, now it's out of the way. You can delete this column and delete this one as well. I'll go ahead and do that so we can make it nice and neat. I did not link the last one, but that's okay. And there we go. A little bit of effort on the front end, but it's going to make the user's life so much easier. And what you might want to do as well after you have hidden everything is go ahead and protect the worksheet so they can't unhide the columns and then mess with your data. Of course, you could put these cells anywhere else. It doesn't have to be right next to this. You could put them far away from your data over here. But hiding and protecting everything is always a good idea, because if the user can break something, the user is going to break something. They will find a way to do it. And if you want to learn more about Excel, maybe how to make forms in the worksheet to save data on other worksheets, maybe how to use a VBA, how to become an expert in VBA or send emails from Excel, I've got courses that'll be great for you. And I'll put a link to those courses below this video.